Hello and welcome to Emirates News broadcasting from Dubai. The headlines tonight. The Dubai Crown Prince issues resolutions on the Irada Center and the RTA. The UAE announces 614 new cases of COVID-19, taking the total number of infections here to over 72,000.
I'm Greg Fairley. In the business tonight, DP World and Canadian fund CDPQ expand global ports and terminals investment platform to $8.2 billion, building on their first collaboration.
And I'm Graham Clues, and in the sport, the cricket stadiums in Sharjah, Dubai and Abu Dhabi continue to prepare for the IPL. The strictest safety protocols will remain in place from now until the last game of the prestigious tournament in November.
Dubai Crown Prince and Chairman of the Dubai Executive Council, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, has issued an Executive Council resolution appointing a new member of the Board of Directors of the Irada Center for Treatment and Rehab. Sheikh Hamdan also issued a resolution appointing senior officials at the Roads and Transport Authority. The UAE today announced 614 new cases of COVID-19. This brings the total number of cases in the country to over 72,000. The Ministry of Health and Prevention also announced 639 new recoveries, bringing that total to more than 62,000. No new fatalities were reported in the past 24 hours, keeping the death toll across the nation at 387. Yesterday, the UAE reported its highest number of new COVID-19 cases since May 27th, with 735 new infections. Addressing the recent spike in positive cases, the National Emergency Crisis and Disasters Management Authority said authorities would seek to contain the virus in localized hotspots. And the authority also says it may reinstate the National Sterilization Program curfew if need be. Over 26 million people have now been infected with COVID-19 and more than 863,000 have died. That's the latest from Johns Hopkins University, who are keeping track of the global figures from official government reports. The U.S. has the highest number of infections with 6.1 million cases, and nearly 186,000 people have died there from the virus. Brazil is next with close to 4 million cases, and the country has just under 124,000 fatalities. In India, the infection continues to rise at an alarming rate with close to 3.9 million cases, and the country's death toll has passed 67,000. India is predicted to be the second worst affected country in the world this week, overtaking Brazil. Meanwhile, Russia joins a list of countries that have crossed more than 1 million infections. Russia has also recorded over 17,000 fatalities. And finally, Peru rounds off the top 5 worst affected countries with 657,000 cases and 29,000 deaths. In other news, the death toll from the Abu Dhabi restaurant explosion has risen. The Sri Lankan embassy confirmed today that one of its nationals lost his life following the gas explosion on Monday. Earlier, the Philippine embassy confirmed the deaths of 2 Filipinos in the blast on the Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Road in the capital. The Abu Dhabi government media office says the explosion was caused by misaligned gas container fittings. Local authorities have urged residents to be careful in handling gas connections. Staying in Abu Dhabi, and traffic patrols there are being stepped up to catch motorists who ignore the stop signs displayed for school buses. Police have called on motorists to halt their cars and leave a distance of at least 5 meters to ensure student safety. Those who break the rules face a fine of 1,000 dirhams and 10 black points, while bus drivers can also be fined 500 dirhams and 6 black points for not activating the signs. The reminder comes as students across the nation return to school. A new licensing system has been introduced in the capital for social care professionals. It's applicable for social workers and counselors, as well as non-clinical psychologists, psychotherapists, and applied behavioral analysts. Registration is free of charge and can be done online through the Abu Dhabi Government Services Platform, TAM. The Department of Community Development will assess the educational qualifications and experience of candidates before approving applications. The entire process could take up to 3 months. Expats can now retire in Dubai. A new scheme for the region. Dubai has launched a global retirement program for residents and expats aged 55 and above. The Retire in Dubai initiative offers eligible applicants the chance to enjoy the Emirates' distinctive lifestyle in their twilight years. Amal Al-Jabri has more.
Dubai, one of the world's preferred retirement destinations, has launched a new program catering to individuals who enjoy the unique lifestyle and perks offered in the Emirate. The program is spearheaded by Dubai Tourism in collaboration with the General Directorate of Residency and Foreigners Affairs. Eligible resident expats and foreigners aged 55 and above will be provided with a retirement visa, which is renewable every 5 years. Officials say the initial phase of the program focuses on UAE residents working in Dubai who have reached retirement age. The retiree can choose between one of 3 financial requirements for eligibility: earning a monthly income of 20,000 dirhams, having savings of 1 million dirhams, or owning a property in Dubai worth 2 million dirhams. The Retire in Dubai program has several key factors that make the city the ideal destination for retirees. Home to over 200 nationalities, Dubai is a cosmopolitan city that unites cultures, beliefs, and values under a banner of tolerance and diversity. With conveniences ranging from home services to food delivery, Dubai provides its residents with a comfortable and hassle-free lifestyle. One of the world's most popular leisure and shopping destinations, living in Dubai will enable retirees to take care of all their needs, whether it's relaxation, recreation, or gastronomy. Retirees in Dubai have access to a wide range of outdoor fitness options, whether it's going for a stroll, swim, or jog along sandy beaches, or getting involved in the citywide fitness movement, the Dubai Fitness Challenge. Dubai's geographical location and highly connected infrastructure makes it easy for retirees to connect with and visit friends and family from all over the world. And Dubai's robust healthcare system provides the highest quality of services across a range of specializations in line with the highest international standards. Meanwhile, the DIFC Wills Service Center has developed enhanced wills drafting, registration and probate services to help retirees enjoy their lives in Dubai, confident that their assets are safe and can be passed on to their loved ones. More information on what's required to start the application process is available on retireindubai.com. Amal Al-Jabri, Emirates News.
Okay, we will pause now for a short break, but stay with us here on Emirates News. Greg Fairley joins us next with the business and more expansion for DP World, Greg, and this time in Canada.
That's right, Ramya. DP World and Canadian fund CDPQ expand global ports and terminals investment platform to $8.2 billion, building on their first collaboration. That story and more on the way when we return.
Welcome back to Emirates News. Our top story tonight, the Dubai Crown Prince has issued resolutions on appointments for the Irada Centre and for the RTA. And it's time now for the business.
Global port operator DP World and Canadian pension fund CDPQ have announced a US $4.5 billion investment in their global portfolio of ports and terminals. The investment will be used to expand in existing and new regions such as Europe and the Asia Pacific, and in supply chain support services such as logistics. The new funds raised the two entities' combined fund outlay to $8.2 billion. DP World owns 55% in the investment platform, and the pension fund holds the remainder. Dubai has issued a $2 billion worth of sukuk and bonds, with the Department of Finance securing the lowest interest rate in Dubai government history. The issuance consists of 10-year Islamic sukuk of $1 billion at a profit rate of 2.763% and 30-year government bonds of $1 billion at an interest rate of 3.90%. The issue was 5 times oversubscribed, with the order book value exceeding $10 billion. Abu Dhabi has completed a $5 billion denominated bond offering split into 3 tranches of 3, 10 and 50 years. The 50-year bonds were particularly well received by international investors, who accounted for 95% of the final geographical allocation, showcasing trust in Abu Dhabi's ability to deliver sustained long-term economic growth. The proceeds of the bond issuance will allow Abu Dhabi to focus on sustaining non-hydrocarbon sector expansion as the Emirate continues to diversify its sources of funding. Emirates' digital wallet is set to boost cashless transactions across the UAE as it enters a final round of testing. It's a major step towards eliminating the use of physical cash in the country. The nationwide initiative has the support of 15 of the UAE's leading national banks and aims to drive digital transformation. Emirates' digital wallet will mean individuals and businesses have access to Clip, as it's called, so that there is no longer dependency on the use of paying by cash. Dubai has worked hard to restart its tourism industry, and it seems these efforts have not gone unnoticed. The Emirate has been named among a select number of other countries that are open for business by Forbes magazine. It featured alongside the likes of French Polynesia, Mexico and the Maldives on the website's 9 countries you can travel to right now list. The list highlights the efforts authorities have gone to in order to provide safety and minimal hassles for all individuals, and arrivals at the fact that the country is part of on top of any outbreaks. New research shows that consumers are changing their lives in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Consumer behaviour now continues to be driven by new personal circumstances. The impact of the virus on the retail sector is still being assessed. Earlier, I spoke to Vinod Jayan, who is Regional Managing Director at IKEA. He gave me his view.
Unlike in Europe, if you look in this part of the world where you have not only the Asian expats, but you also look at the Emiratis, they like to have more than just them confirming that it's a good choice. They like to bring their family or their friends and say, how about this? This is what we like. And so there is more of that family kind of opinion being taken. So people like to show them the products. And if you look at our performance after the pandemic, if you take May, June, July, all the stores have been able to do their part of the budgets in terms of sales, whereas our e-com has been trending around plus 70% even after the pandemic. I mean, or rather, not pandemic is not over. I would say even after the worst period that we have faced in terms of lockdown. So now the stores are available, stores are approachable, people are coming into the stores. The stores are doing their part of their budgets, and e-com is still going great.
COVID-19 has changed a lot of things for a lot of people, especially who can travel where. Before the virus, some passports gave individuals a high degree of mobility. Then all that changed as countries around the world closed their borders. One expert I spoke to earlier believes having a second passport is one solution for business professionals.
There has been a surge of, since beginning of July, a surge of people applying. And this is people now from all over the world, from Middle East, from Asia, from Africa, even Latin America and the United States. So I think that people felt that extreme uncertainty. And it's not only about having financial security anymore, it is having a plan B, having that security for their family, that if anything would happen, they can have a passport that would be welcomed anywhere in the world, that they can take their family to a safe country with a safe healthcare system. And this is something that I believe that people are now more than ever searching for.
New research shows that international investors are ready to buy well-priced properties in Dubai, even without viewing them in person. That's the latest trend being reported by real estate agents Alsop and Alsop. They say in recent weeks, customers from around the world have bought properties virtually without even seeing the property physically or signing contracts in person. According to analysts, due to the pandemic, Dubai's real estate market is offering attractive prices, which is also encouraging local buyers. Data Finder statistics show that last month saw a rise of 11.3% in real estate transactions compared to the same period last year. That's your business tonight, keeping you up to date. Have a great weekend, everyone. Ray Addison here next week. Now back to Ramya.
Thanks, Greg. The Sharjah Electricity and Water Authority has launched a new cooling truck aimed to help field workers avoid heat exhaustion, especially in hot desert regions during network extension projects. The vehicle includes 5 cooling chambers equipped with mist sprayers, cold water and sanitary requirements. It's meant to help ensure a happy, safe and positive work environment for all workers. SIWA says it's keen to provide a healthy working environment for all workers in line with the best international standards. Officials say they continuously assess risks facing these workers, especially in the extreme heat, and the idea for the truck came from the site visits with the workers themselves. Okay, you're watching Emirates News. Time for another break, but when we come back, it's the sport with Graham Clues. So UAE clubs are going ahead and playing this month, Clues?
Some UAE clubs,
okay.
Yeah. It's get confusing, doesn't it? Things keep changing. The new UAE season was supposed to start now. That got pushed back till October yesterday, but Asian Champions League still going ahead potentially. That could have changed while I'm speaking now.
Full of surprises.
So coming up in the sport, 4 UAE clubs will play football this month, despite the extra month's delay in starting the new UAE season. And the IPL preparations continue with safety protocols on top of the agenda for everyone.
Welcome back to Emirates News. Our top story tonight, the Dubai Crown Prince has issued resolutions on appointments at the Irada Centre and at the RTA. And it's time now for the sport.
Okay, the cricket stadiums in Abu Dhabi, Sharjah and Dubai are regularly being cleaned and sterilised as the start of the IPL season in the UAE gets closer. The movement of players is being monitored as well, and training sessions are being carefully organised so as to minimise any risk to everyone involved. The 8-team tournament is due to start on the 19th of this month, and after 6 days of quarantine in their hotels, the players began training sessions earlier this week. Now, some players are still due to arrive in the country, but for Australian Kane Richardson, he's decided not to join the Royal Challengers Bangalore team for the event after deciding to put his family first.
We've had 5 months off, but cricket's hopefully always going to be there. So, yeah, I think the main thing for me is to support my wife. As cricketers, we're away for a lot of things, you know, birthdays, weddings, that kind of thing. But I think there comes a time when you prioritise your family over anything else. And I think at the moment in the world, a lot of people are doing that. So I think, yeah, it was just an easy decision.
Now, UAE football is adjusting to the delay to the start of the new football season, which was announced just 24 hours before it was due to kick off. Now, tonight should have seen the first games in the Arabian Gulf Cup, which would have been the first competitive fixtures in professional football since March. But yesterday evening, the UAE FA and the Pro League Committee issued a joint statement to push back the start of the season until next month. Clubs are reportedly trying to organise more friendly fixtures, so they are ready to start the season in October although the FA have yet to announce exact dates for the restart.
1-2 for Wahda. Wahda takes the lead. Minute 74.
So that means domestic football is still on hold, but as of now, 4 UAE clubs will still have to play in the Asian Champions League later this month, but now without any competitive football under their belts in the build-up. On Monday the 14th, Shabab Al Ahly should be kicking off in Dubai against Shah Khodro from Iran in Group B. The Dubai club need a win as the league was suspended after they had lost both games so far. Also on the 14th in Group A, Al Wahda are at home in Abu Dhabi, also against Iranian opposition in the form of Istiqlal. Al Wahda are second in their group after 1 win and 1 draw so far. And the following day, the 15th, Sharjah are away in Qatar against Al Duhail, where Sharjah currently sit bottom of Group C after 1 win and 1 loss. And finally, Al Ain are bottom of Group D currently after 2 straight defeats. They will play Qatar's Al Saad, but all the clubs know that schedules could change at any time. And golf and the race to Dubai is in Spain this week, where the first round of the Valderrama Masters is nearing its end. Now, this is the first of 3 events in southern Europe. There's a tournament in Portugal next week, and then it's back to Spain the week after. Valderrama is arguably Spain's most iconic golf course, having staged Ryder Cups and significant events on the European Tour. And for veteran Lee Westwood, the course looks as good as ever.
Started 5 behind and applied some pressure with shots like that at 9, but in the end came up short. He dropped 3
Yeah, it's a great test. It's one of the tougher golf courses. You know, there's a premium on accuracy this week. You know, hitting a lot of fairways, being able to shape your ball into the fairways, patience. You know, playing to certain spots. Can't afford to get above the hole on some of the greens. Yeah, I like it a lot.
All right, that's your sport for tonight. Have a great weekend. Now it's back to Ramia.
Thanks, Graham. And finally tonight, daredevil David Blaine has performed his latest stunt, ascending nearly 25,000 feet into the Arizona sky, all while hanging from a bunch of jumbo-sized balloons. The risky trickster set off at around 7:30 a.m. local time. He gradually dropped small weights to speed his ascent, donned a parachute mid-flight, and strapped on an oxygen mask as he neared 24,000 feet. Blaine has a history of performing high-profile and high-risk feats of endurance. Previous stunts include locking himself in a fishbowl and trapping himself in a block of ice. After reaching an altitude where most commercial airliners travel, Blaine released himself from the balloon cluster and free fell for around 30 seconds before deploying a parachute to slow his descent. And once back on solid ground, the Magic Man said he enjoyed the experience.
Yeah! Is it there? Yes! Yeah! Beautiful! Where's Dessa? Where's Dessa? All right, David, you're talking into backup radio. Backup radio, you're talking.
Yeah?
Wow! That was awesome!
Okay, on that we end tonight's program. Follow us at Dubai One TV and at Emirates_news. And do continue to join us for our COVID-19 briefs throughout the day, as well as for our regular 7:30 p.m. bulletins. Emirates News will be back again on Sunday. See you then. Good night.